Spirituality means operating from your highest self. Highest self emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, creatively, morally. If your workforce isn't operating from their highest self, you are not getting the best from your workforce. One of the workshops that I have is incorporating spirituality in day-to-day life.
Hello and welcome to Rabbi Rashi Foundation. Jai Baba. Ruzbeh N. Bharucha is one of the most influential spiritual writers of our times. Author to 21 plus published books, bestsellers like The Fakir, Rabda, and many more. He's a devotee and channel of SAI BABA of SHIRDI. Ruzbeh, आपका बहुत-बहुत स्वागत है.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, to start with, tell us more about brand Ruzbeh N. Bharucha and you as a coach, as a mentor, as a devotee and channel of Sai Baba. And what's your story? Let's hear.
I don't know much about being a brand, because when you're in spirituality, you are the dust under the feet of your goddess god guru. So I don't know if the brand sounds right over here. My journey is simple. Started off writing short stories and novels, and eventually got involved in paranormal and the occult. My first book, The Last Marathon, was published in 1999-2000. It's on life after death and spirit communication. And I interviewed a lot of mediums and channels, especially who were channels for Avatar Meher Baba. And every time I met one of the mediums, they would tell me that, you know, I myself am a medium and I should start moving in this direction. From childhood, I had a keen interest on the paranormal and the occult. And so I've written two kinds of books. One is on social themes. Like I've written a book called Shadows in Cages, which is on mother and child in Indian prison. Okay. Made a documentary on that. I wrote another book on juvenile delinquents called My God is a Juvenile Delinquent. It is considered as a preferential reading for all to be judges. I made a documentary on one of the biggest demolitions of a slum called Yamuna Pushta in Delhi. And wrote a book and made a documentary, and it is the only recorded book or documentary on the demolition. BBC has used it many times in their footage. On the other side, I started writing on paranormal, life after death, how to be a devotee and disciple to your goddess god guru. And basically, I kind of write fiction books on paranormal and spirituality. Fiction because it is easy to relate. It's easy to relate. Otherwise, many times books on spirituality sound preachy. So I prefer to write fiction where the characters are flawed, but yet want to move ahead on the path of spirituality and being basically decent human beings. We all have our flaws, but it's important to keep getting up and walking towards the radiance, to the divine. So my books are basically, I wouldn't call them any kind of life management or anything of that sort. It's about how to be a decent human being, how to be a devotee, a disciple to your goddess god guru, and how to keep striving no matter the flaws, no matter the weaknesses and the limitations, because none of us are perfect. And I think because the characters are flawed, but yet wanting to be decent human beings, yet wanting to be decent devotees and disciples, I think that is what connects my readers to my books. Yeah.
So this is absolutely interesting and this is wonderful. We've never done a show like this before and we're so glad Ruzbeh could make it. Okay, so tell me something. What are the different kind of services you as a coach offer, the different workshops?
Past 25 years, I have done something called spiritual counseling. So people come with their issues, and through the energy of Sai Baba of Shirdi, we try and give solutions. Mainly, it is a very simple thing. We all have to go through what we have to go through. You can't change that. Okay? Call it destiny, karma, faith, whatever you want. What we try and do is give the strength and wisdom to each one who comes to go through their lot calmly, gracefully, with dignity, bravely. I think, miracles are basically when an individual who is completely finished, yet stands up and with dignity walks ahead. I think that is the greatest miracle. You understand what I'm saying? So the purpose of the spiritual counseling is very simple. You come and you get guided. But remember one thing, guidance is just a minuscule part of the solution. You are the solution. Then people told me, why don't you do workshops? So I do workshops on spirituality, how to incorporate spirituality into day-to-day life, how to incorporate meditation in day-to-day life, how to handle stress, anxiety in day-to-day life, how to be able to become a medium to your higher self or your goddess, God, Guru. But you must understand one thing. It is all about living with calmness and dignity. Basically, if you ask me, what is that one line, is this? Because sometimes the issue may not be that big, but how you handle it is going to decide a lot of other things. Spirituality is about with what kind of dignity you're living your day-to-day life. I think that is spirituality. It's not about Kundalini and chakra and, all that jazz. For me, it is with what kind of dignity we are living each moment. I think that is spirituality. And I think that reflects in my workshop, my counseling, and my books. There are a lot of people who come with a lot of problems. Some of the problems can be solved through prayer, through chanting, through certain ways. But some of the problems have to be dealt with. No matter how much you're praying, no matter how much you're meditating, no matter what kind of charity you're indulging in, certain of our problems have to be dealt with. And the miracle comes in when you become calm and deal with that issue with dignity. Even if you have to get angry, you don't get angry, you project anger. Because when you project anger, you are in complete control. But when you become angry, you lose all control. So sometimes in life, you have to project firmness and anger, which is important, without getting consumed by the anger. So it's not rocket science. It's all about what is your priority and moving towards your priority. So many times the solution lies in me trying to awaken the sense of true priority in everybody. It doesn't matter if money is your priority, no problem. What are you doing about it? If Goddess, God, Guru is your priority, what are you doing about it? So many times, I have this favorite quote from Paramahansa Yogananda's book, The Autobiography of a Yogi. I read it when I was 17, and this sentence has remained with me till now. I'm 55 now. He says, God is simple, everything else is complex. Okay? Sometimes we complicate the shit out of everything. So when you go back to the basics, when you go back to the basics, where, okay, I am in trouble, I have an issue, I need to calm down and handle it with dignity. But just if you make this your priority, trust me, 8 out of 10 times you will solve the problem very easily.
Absolutely perfect. And how you've put it, this is totally amazing. But see, Ruzbeh, there are many motivational spiritual speakers out there. Tell me one line that the kind of coaching you are giving stands out from the rest.
You know, I don't think I'm coaching anybody. Honestly, I am saying it with all humility. I'm not coaching anybody. I am sharing my experiences with my people. 25 years of spiritual counseling. I met thousands and thousands and thousands of people with genuine problems. My workshops basically are the culmination of what I have learned, and I am just sharing it. I don't call myself as a coach. I'm not into all these jazzy names. I share my experiences and that's it.
Yeah, so as rightly put, that अनुभव सबसे बड़ा आपका साथी होता है. And okay, so Ruzbeh, tell us about your new books, any new workshops you've developed. Are you writing a book? Let's hear.
So my new book is called SAI Oneness. It's the journey of Sai Baba, where I have used the Sri Sat Charitra as the base, but also many other books and scholarly studies of Baba's life are in that book. Because the Sat Charitra is one aspect of Sai Baba. There is a lot of other stuff that has taken place for Sai Baba. Okay? I'm writing a book on life after death. I'm interviewing masters and psychics and mediums who communicate with the spirits who have passed over. A lot of people reach out to me with saying their child has passed over, spouse, parent, sibling, and they're finding it difficult to cope with it. So I'm trying to find out from various gurus and masters their take on life after death. Okay? And you'll be surprised. Nobody says the same thing. No religious scripture says the same thing about life after death. And I find this damn funny and corny. At least on one thing, we should have been on the same page, life after death. So, and I'm going to give experiences that I've had with people, life after death. And it's a book that I hope if someone has lost a dear one, the book can give some kind of comfort.
Okay, so this is absolutely wonderful. And the kind of heart you have, this is so beautiful, and I'm enjoying the show to the fullest. Okay, Ruzbeh, we know that you're into a lot of social counseling and helping people out of their problems. Any other social initiatives you've indulged in? Let's hear that.
I have this social organization called KALISAI Oneness Foundation. It's not mine, but it's been brought up with the vision that we have given, and it walks that path. So you could say I'm the face of that organization, though I don't have anything on paper. Okay. And since the past 4.5 years since it's come out, we have quietly gone about helping a lot of people, usually for education, medicine. During COVID time, providing basic ration for homes. Fortunately or unfortunately, we don't publicize much, so not many people know of this organization. And in my life, I've also worked with mother and child in Indian prisons. I've started a Gaushala, worked with blind children. Whatever little one can do. It is unfortunate there are many people who are trying to scam in the name of need. So you got to be damn careful. Earlier, I wasn't careful, and now I've got to be more careful. Is your need genuine? So, I send people out to find out, is the need genuine? And if the need is genuine, what can I do? What can we do? So, we are going about doing things quietly. I think this is the first time I've spoken about this. One candle can light 1,000 candles. Just focus on being that one lit candle. And I think a lot of good stuff can take place by just you being lit. Many times when people come for spiritual counseling and their work is done, they get back to me and we always tell them, okay, you want to thank me, then do one thing, help 20 poor children or feed 1,000 people, So that we have been doing since the past 25 years. And we tell them, do it on your name, do it on your parents' name, do it on your grandparents' name, whatever. It's all about taking that initiative. Everyone just wants to write a check and give it off. It should not be charity. It should be sharing. It should be compassion. Charity is, I think, not a very nice word. So we don't indulge in charity. We indulge in sharing and compassion.
And this shows a lot of clarity on his mindset, that anything that he's doing is a part of his own self. And this is what Ruzbeh Bharucha is all about. This is absolutely beautiful. See, we understand that, you've been into the help industry, the service kind of an industry, giving yourself to people. I'm sure you would have been accommodated with many awards and recognitions. Which is closest to your heart? Let's hear that.
No, I don't think I've ever been given any award. And honestly, I wouldn't even go to receive it. So, recognition is what? You know how fickle that recognition is? You got a billion followers and something happens and overnight those same billion followers want to burn you alive. If you are doing all this for recognition, you are in deep shit. Okay? I am doing whatever I am doing because number one, I think it's the right thing to do. Number two, I truly believe that is what would make Sai Baba of Shirdi happy and proud of me. And number three, I want to be a living example to my daughter that this is the way to live. So that she teaches her child and her child teaches her child, and maybe that will continue. I don't know about much about the world. Okay? I don't know whether do we really need a reason to be compassionate. I don't think so. I think compassion is part of who we are. I don't know what the, hue and cry is about. Oh, this actor is doing so much charity. Why the fuck should he not do that charity? I know so many people who are not known to anybody, whose very life is a beacon of divinity. And they go about in the world quietly and they pass over and nobody knows anything about these people. And those are the people I truly respect, They don't make a fucking noise about what they do. And those are the people who I truly, truly, genuinely admire. Where the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. I think we are making spirituality and compassion into a page 3 stuff. When actually it should be part of our moment to moment, not even day to day. If you can help out, quietly help out, period. Buy a packet of glucose biscuit and feed an animal, great. Don't take a fucking selfie when you're doing it and put it on Instagram here. That culture, no, is not the right culture that we need to impart to our coming generations. You want to help people, help them silently. I think that is the right way.
And I totally believe what he's saying, that helping people without a noise is the best thing one can do. And that is the best way to give back to the society. One message, one liner to all the corporates out there who would consider taking spirituality into business workshops. Let's hear.
Spirituality means operating from your highest self emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, creatively, morally. If your workforce isn't operating from their highest self, you are not getting the best from your workforce. One of the workshops that I have is incorporating spirituality in day-to-day life, which means operating from your highest self in your day-to-day life. I don't fucking care whether you are in business or you are a housewife or you are a student or you are a hamal. Are you giving your best? So the workshops are basically trying to make you operate from your highest self. How can you be emotionally traumatized and be able to be a great team worker in your organization? You can't. You cannot. So, if someone comes to me and says, I've got a company and do a workshop, teaching them how to, be able to optimize their capabilities so that the balance sheet reflects it. I said, I'm not interested because that is myopic. You've got to treat the whole to experience optimum results. So the workshop are meant not for a corporate person, is meant for a holistic individual, where after the workshop, if he or she applies what we are saying, he or she becomes a better child, a better parent, a better worker, a better employer, a better employee, a better team leader. You cannot be hollow in one part of your life and be able to perform optimally in others. You might do it for a little while, then you will burn out. So, when companies approach me, I tell them no, it has to be a holistic workshop. I'm not interested in dealing with myopic, micro stuff of one particular genre. No, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. A workshop is successful only depending on the effort of the participants to follow what one has guided. And that is where I always tell people, send those people who are craving to be better individuals in every aspect of their life. This workshop will be a sure success for them.
So this Ruzbeh Bharucha, I think the inspirational man and the greatest story which we have covered till today. This is absolutely beautiful. Okay, Ruzbeh, one very polite message to the communities out there, to people who are not talking and who would like to get comfortable and little comfort and peace, So let's hear and get your one message.
I know times are tough. And unfortunately, I have a feeling the next few years are going to get tougher. The only way we are going to keep our heads above water is first and foremost by being calm. Giving your best, but understanding that sometimes the results might not match up with the effort. But taking the consolation and the pride in knowing that, you know what, I gave my best. This is not the time to behave like a headless chicken. You know, when a person is in sinking sand, the more you thrash about, the faster you go down. The more you are still, the more you are calm. Trust me, there is greater hope of somebody passing by and helping you out. Also, when you are calm, maybe you might find a solution yourself of getting yourself out from that shit. So my advice to all of us, including myself, would be calm. Through calmness will come strength, will come solutions, will come wisdom, will come hope, and will come courage to fight on. Trust me, the next few years are going to be difficult. The only way out is being sthir, calm, and being bloody courageous. Giving your best and then leaving the rest to the wisdom of your goddess, God, Guru, the cosmos, the divinity, faith, destiny, jo bolna hai. Those people who are going to be calm shall come out as winners. That's it. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely encouraging. And I think I just can't put it in words how glad I am that I'm talking to him today. Ruzbeh N. Bharucha, words have inspired countless readers to face life with dignity, courage, and grace. And those words are specially written and put across by him. Get in touch with him for your for your workshops, for your coaching, or even if you just want to have a word to calm your mind, he's there out there. He can help you fight many odds. रुज़बे, आपका बहुत बहुत थैंक्स है किया भाई.